Hi, this is Gary with MACMOST.com. Let me show you how you can create a PDF from almost anything on your Mac. MACMOST is brought to you thanks to a great group of more than 2,000 supporters. Go to MACMOST.com/Patreon. There you could read more about it, join us, and get exclusive content and course discounts. Now let's say you're creating or viewing a document or some content on your Mac and you want to save it out as a PDF. There are usually a couple of ways to do that, even if it doesn't seem like there's any way at all. For instance, here in Safari, if I see a web page and I want to save this out as a PDF file, I can go to File, and then I can see right here there's an Export as PDF option. So I can simply export this web page as a PDF. But let's say that Export PDF wasn't there. There's another way to do it. If you go to Print, it takes you to the printout controls. You'll usually see a preview here on the left and a lot of different options here. If you look closely at the bottom, you'll see a PDF button. In fact, it's a button with a little menu attached to it. Now you can click the PDF button like that and then you can save as a PDF. Or you can click this little menu here and you'll see Save as PDF right there as well. And even if you know how to use this already, here's a tip that you may not know. If you go to Open in Preview, it'll create a PDF but not save it. So it takes this page, makes a PDF, and now you can see it's there, but it's not actually saved anywhere. If I click here, you can see it says it's on the desktop, but you can see I have no file here on my desktop. I would actually have to go to File, Save to save this, which is handy because you can actually preview the PDF before you save it. It also allows you, of course, to use Save and then select the location. When you're in Preview, you can also go to File and then Share, and then share it, say, directly to an email message. So I've got the PDF here, yet I've never actually saved that PDF anywhere on my drive. But why would you want to use Save as PDF or Open in Preview at all when you've got File and then Export as PDF right here? Well, not all apps have that. For instance, if I go to the Reminders app, there is no way to export a reminders list as a PDF. But there is File, Print. And when I go to File, Print, I get this PDF button here or the menu, and I can use Open in Preview, for instance, and I can see here that I get a PDF that shows me my reminder items. So if I need to actually save a reminders list, maybe to back it up or to send it to somebody as a PDF, I could use this option. Another example is Calendar. There is no way to export a calendar to a PDF. There's Export, but it exports it in different calendar formats. But if you want a PDF, you can go to Print, and then you get this special menu here that lets you choose the different options for printing. If you continue, it goes to the regular print controls here. And there's that PDF button. And I can click it or use Save as PDF or Open in Preview to see what it looks like before I print it. And in some apps you get different results depending upon what you use. For instance, if I were to select these two mail messages and in the Mail app go to File and there is an Export as PDF option, then I were to save these to the desktop, notice here that I get two files. But if I want these to be together in one PDF, I can simply go to File, Print with them both selected like that. And I can see in the preview here, here's the first email message, here's the second email message. Now using the PDF button, I could go and have these as a single PDF file. Now if we go back to Safari here for a minute, I want to show you another tip and another way that printing works different than exporting as a PDF. Say I'm at an article like this one and I want to get a good PDF of it. One of the things I might want to do is go to View and then Show Reader. And in Reader View, I can export as PDF and it will look more like this in the original page. But look what happens when I go to Export as PDF. And then I export it to the desktop. And then when I go to File, Print, and then click the PDF button here and save it as a PDF that way. I'll call this 2. Now I'm going to get two separate PDF files. This first one looks like this and the second one looks like this. So this is just an example of how a native Export as PDF function in an app could produce different results than the Print and then Save as PDF option. Now I know I'm going to get questions about how can you do this on an iPhone or iPad. There typically isn't a way to export as a PDF unless you're working in an app like Word Processor where creating a PDF is a regular goal. But let's say you're in Safari and you want to make this web page into a PDF. Well, you can start with the web page. You can also turn on Reader View So I'm going to show Reader here. And now let's say I want to make this a PDF. If I go to the Share button here, you can see there's no option here for creating a PDF. You'd think there would be. But there is an option for Print. So let's do that. I'll select Print here. And this takes me to the printer page, just like on the Mac. But there's no PDF button. However, there is that option. So the trick is, with that preview there at the bottom, you want to take two fingers, put them on any one of these pages here, and move them apart, kind of the opposite of pinching. Now you're going to get this preview of what it would look like, kind of like opening it in preview on the Mac that we just did. And now you can tap at the top. There's a little button there to the left of Done. Tap that and you get the option to save to files. You could save this as a PDF. Or you could tap the Share button at the bottom left-hand corner, and then that brings up the menu and you can use Save to Files right there and save it. And there's a second way to do it, whether you are on the web page regularly or looking at it in Reader View. Tap the Share button at the bottom center and then tap the Markup option. And this takes you to the markup tools. In order for you to mark it up, it has to create a PDF version of it first anyway. So now you can tap at the top left there and you can see Save to Files there. Or if you just tap Done, now it's going to ask you, do you want to save it as a file, as a PDF, or delete it? And since the title of this video is Create a PDF from Anything, I'm going to show you how to do it even if you're not in an app. Like let's say you just want to take a screenshot of something and create a PDF from it. So here I've got a Finder window open. And let's say I want this to become a PDF. Well, you can do it by using the screenshot tool. So Shift-Command-5 is the default unless you've changed it in your system settings. And I'm going to select the window option, but you can do the entire screen or portion. Whichever one you choose, go to Options. And then you can actually use almost any one of these to start creating a PDF. But the quickest way is just select Preview. So this will skip the floating thumbnail, even if you have it selected, and take the screenshot directly to the Preview app. So I'm going to actually click on this window here. It'll take a screenshot of it. It'll open it up in Preview. Now it's a screenshot, so it's an image. You may just want to keep it as an image. An image is usually fine. So you can just save this out and you can see you can choose like JPEG or HEIC or PNG. But you can also choose PDF. And I could save this out here and you can see here's the PDF that it's saved out. It's just an image inside of a PDF, so you're not really gaining that much by making a PDF out of it. But if somebody's asked you for a PDF, at least you know you can provide that for them. Creating a PDF of a document is always a good idea as a way to save that document, like a web page for reading later, or saving a document out of an app like Pages or Word where you might not know if the person you're sending it to has that app. You know they can always open a PDF. So creating a PDF first and sending it to them is a better way of letting somebody else view a document. Hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, click the thumbs up button below to let me know. I publish new tutorials each weekday. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out.